Welcome everybody. Greetings, welcome back. Happy Monday. Hope you survived it okay, or are currently surviving it, as the case may be. Or avoided it entirely. Whichever. I am Varmithrax, here to play some more Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. And we're doing the challenge, Dark Nights Ahead. Yeah, Dark Nights Ahead, episode 2 of a new series. Still alive, but being pressed. We have a gnarly, fangy little thing. Number like 8. I don't know how many. I've lost track of how many of these. But we have another one coming at me. Stupid zombie predators. They're everywhere. Yeah. Ah, you did wander into a live stream. I saw your settings command right about 10 seconds before I hit the go live button. So, here's Edge, our combat, vampire combat elite hybrid, and, you know, he's binged up a little bit on his first day. I guess technically it's still day. Yeah, we're trying to clear out a stadium. It's a big bite, big ask, a lot of things we still need to do here, and it's proving a little problematic. At the end of the last episode on Friday, I thought to myself, I don't have enough bullets. That was my overriding thought. I just don't have enough bullets. I'm having to use them too often, and we haven't even cleared yet just this tiny little corner of the stadium, much less what's outside. So, more bullets are necessary. Here's Edge again. Bring him back up. So this is a different style of challenge. I don't do these too often. It's been quite a while since I did a setup like this. And I'm going to do another one following this particular challenge that I want to play around with. We're doing Eternal Night on a when I say preset map, I mean I generated maps over and over and over again until I got one that had the various elements I wanted for my theme, my challenge. Then I saved it, and we made a few adjustments, and we saved that into the world. So it's not a completely random world that you guys see me generate at the beginning. But I needed to do that in order to get all the stuff, the interesting parts that I wanted to explore in this one. So we're on a preset map with Edge, and he's also a hand-built character in mid to mid-high level of the gameplay, so mid-late gameplay. So he's got a fair few traits, a fair few bionics, and a couple mutations, skills and gear, and so on. We wanted to start out right from the get-go as an already established badass, throw him into a dangerous world, force him into the worst possible places, and kind of see what happens. So that's where we're at. The challenge command in the chat gives the bare bones basics behind the idea of the theme. I'm basically playing the game the way I want to play it. I'm also doing this as a demonstration and to encourage new players to kind of experiment with the gameplay options. Don't be afraid to play it however you want to play it. Make up your own rules, your own restrictions, your own goals. Build your own character however you want. If it sounds fun, and go for it. So this is one of those kinds of things, demonstrating the possibilities. I see a lot of posts on Reddit and the Discords and so on from players who have gotten to the point where they can survive pretty reliably, and they're looking for ways to change things up and also to give purpose to their games. A lot of people kind of struggle with open sandbox kind of gameplay. They want/need more of a narrative direction or a goal, a super bad guy to go defeat to win the game, or things like that. And the game doesn't really have that. It's totally open sandbox. Make your own goals, make your own fun, and play until you either die or you're bored. One or the other. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're doing a service as well as having some fun, killing some fake pixel zombies and predators. So yeah, that's all the explanation I think I'll go into. But he's pretty powerful on a one-on-one fight kind of a basis, but he will get wore down, as we have seen. he's starting to get wore down already. So we still have to be hyper careful. The game world definitely can kill him, but it looks pretty easy for him because of all of his stuff when you just consider the individual fight in a microcosm. And we haven't even remotely gotten to the dangerous parts yet, so... All right, let's say hi to a few folks. Hi, folks. Radar, Volrath, the new folks, Weirdness, Fertile Creek. You know, all you guys. You know you are. Guys and gals and others. How do you make a preset map? I just talked to you about that. You just basically keep making it until it fits whatever your criteria are. Make it, bail out if you don't like it, change the settings slightly, make it again, keep making them until you get what you want. It really only works when you're playing in an open map format like this one, where I have an open map. I do these open map formats every once in a while as well, mostly in my megacity type challenges, but occasionally if I come up with some other thematic way or storyline reason, I will play with an open map. And, you know, we came up with a crazy thematic reason for him to have all this map knowledge in this one, and it was necessary for the kind of challenge that I wanted to do. I mean, it's great to have the hidden map and to do the exploration and all that, but come on. I've done that like 4,000 hours of gameplay worth. It's nice to play with an open map sometimes and be able to make plans and do these kinds of challenges where I can make sure that the map contains all of these things, all these different locations. So we have the hospital, the office tower, which is the science lab tower. I don't remember which 5 is. The aircraft carrier, the Transcoast Logistics, the collapse tower, the football field, and the military outpost. What was 5? Oh, 5 is the central lab complex underground. Yeah, we got to go to this thing. One of our goals is to get here. Get to that space on level -9. Get to that finale in -9 and clear it. Or whatever's there. We got to get to there and we got to clear it in order for us to rescue an NPC at that location. So that's why I have it marked on the top floor so I know where it's at. Yeah. You know, one of various ways to play the game. Still think you should rescue a golden shonker? Maybe that'll be a bonus quest. That'll be 8A or optional 9. We'll go for a golden shonker. Does CDDA have Adventure Time mod? What's Adventure Time mod? There's a real-time version that nobody plays because it's dumb. I don't know what Adventure Time mod is, though. FEMA camp around? I don't remember if... I don't think we have a FEMA camp on this one. FEMA. Nope, no FEMA camp on the map. That one we didn't get. I have yet to go into one, though. That would have been a good one if I had seen one. Stable diffusion. Don't know what that is. How many rerolls did it take to generate this one? I think it took about 8 or 10 maps before I got one I wanted. I needed one that had, in addition to a nicely positioned football stadium, I needed one that had a mix of water and land that was not a giant lake, so that I could get the aircraft carrier put in. I had to spawn the aircraft carrier in because it doesn't normally show up in rivers. But I didn't want 50% of the map to be taken up with a lake. So I had to respawn, mostly because I couldn't get a map that would give me some water that I could drop an aircraft carrier into, but not too much. It was either no water, really, or way too much water. This one was a pretty good mix, and enough bridges for me to get across the various land points. Plus, it started me on the right side, and I had to go to the far left side, so we had a fun trip riding our motorcycle over here to the far west side of the map. So it was good. But yeah, it did take me 8 or 10 tries. All right. Oh, no, they didn't float the aircraft carrier up there. It got teleported in. Philadelphia experiment style. It was originally in the... Where was it? I forget. The aircraft carrier scenario tells you where it originally was. It was in one of the oceans in the world, and when the Cataclysm occurred and all that interdimensional shenanigans was going on, it got teleport dropped into the river here in the local area. Okay. I think that's enough yakking. Let's go ahead and do some things. So, the immediate concerns... Here is gear, by the way, if you're curious. So we're wielding a spoon. That's our primary weapon, a spoon. We got Army Man gear. Nothing too exotic. So basic Army Man gear. We do have an atomic headlamp. An RM-103A Auto Magnum, which is what I'm worried about with my ammo supply. It's the only gun I have is this Auto Magnum. And we got about 73 rounds left. And that is absolutely not going to be enough. Not even remotely. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward stuff. We do have a bow and some arrows that are also degrading quickly. We've lost 4 of our 20 arrows, so that's another concern. And we have some basic food and or basic tools and medicine, and some things on the motorcycle, which is currently sitting right here. So we cleared this room a couple times, and I was hoping to use it as a temporary safe spot. I started trying to clear around it so stuff wouldn't wander in, and it got more and more complicated. Who knew the stadium was like 6 stories, 7 stories tall, with the stadium seating? And it's been a problem. We had to come around the front. We went up, I think, these stairs, and then came over, and then came down these stairs to get into this room. And it's just been a really nasty fight in here. Constant over fights with more stuff pouring in. And now we've got another predator. Yet another predator. How many predator corpses do we have on the ground? You're not going to tell me from that screen. Maybe just 1 currently. But there's been a lot of predators. So that's my immediate concern, is we've got a predator coming at me. I am massively over-encumbered on my torso, so melee killing it is not advised. It would probably get to me and hit me by the time I got my backpack off in order to drop the backpack. Enough time is going to pass for that action. It is not a free action. I don't care if you do a takeoff command or you do a drop command. They both take time. If I just drop this backpack from here, that predator will be in my adjacent space, trying to nosh me with its big pointy fangs. Taking off backpacks is not 0 movement cost. I don't care what the move system says, because it says 0 here, but it ain't. So, let's see. I think my best deal here is to switch to the pistol and shoot me another predator. Yeah, shoot me another predator. Yeah, I talked about that last episode on Monday, or on Friday's episode. I mentioned it and kind of demonstrated that you want to, once you get fully geared up in your normal running around gear that you might fight in, try dropping your backpack and picking it up again, and very carefully watching the move point cost and or the time that passes. That way you know, when you have an encounter like this, how much time you might need to take in order to either put on or drop a backpack item. Because for new players, it's a common tactic to drop your backpack before you go into combat, because the heavy weight and the encumbrance really wrecks your combat abilities, so you want to slim down as much as possible before a serious fight. But there are reasons why you might not want to do either, and gauging the time and distance it's going to take for enemies to move so you can make decisions on what weapon to get out, whether to wear the backpack or not, is very important in these kinds of fights. So make sure when you're in a safe spot, do the experiment of dropping it and picking it back up and watching both the time counter and the moves counter, so that you know ahead of time, because it won't tell you in the interface. The wielding part will, but the dropping part won't. So it's good information to have ahead of time, though. Okay, are the 6 stories of Stadium Bleachers full of zombies? There were a few zombies. The very top level that we cleared, I think we cleared the top one and maybe the one right below it. I can't remember. There were maybe half a dozen zombies on each level. But one of the stairwells, the middle stairwells, like at 3, I think, we had a Hulk and a zombie Lich. So we've saw some new monsters on Friday. We saw a zombie Lich and a skeleton master. Neither of which I'd ever seen before, so those must be really new additions. I have no idea what their capabilities are, and I just basically ran away from them. So, yeah. We're in a hyper-advanced evolution world. Now, I'm not sure... They fiddled with the evolution speed not long ago, so my many years of experience with changing my evolution settings are a bit out of whack now in what I expect to see and what I might get, because... They made a change, but I don't know just how big the change is. But we are getting all of the fun stuff. All of the fun stuff in a fair quantity. We are still seeing some of the lower level stuff, which is great. That's the mix I was hoping to get. I wasn't wanting 100% of the zombie population to be final form, Super Saiyan zombies that we'd have to deal with. I wanted a mix, and we're getting a pretty good mix. But I've also got the game world set on 4 times the speed for evolution. So... I can't waste time. I can't just sit around camping out, reading books, and building things for a couple of weeks, because evolution is going to be clipping by at a massive speed rate. So that is going to overwhelm, I'm sure, what the evolution rate has been changed to. So we can't just waste time. So I got to keep things moving. All right. Well, no, if it's in hand, it's free. If you're wielding something, it's a completely free thing to drop it. It's only when you're wearing something that it's a problem. But I could drop the knife in my hand, absolutely zero cost. Anything you're wielding actively, you can drop with no difficulty, no cost whatsoever. It's always zero cost for that. But a backpack is a heavy thing strapped over your shoulders. That takes some time to drop. I just wish it would tell you how much. Yeah, I'm not sure how they calculate the cost for those either, whether it's a weight thing, a volume thing, a combination. I don't know how the drop times are calculated. Okay, so yeah, let's deal with this predator. So I'm going to go for the gun. Let's go for the gun. So wield, and we're going to go down and wield the RM103A Auto Mag. It's only going to cost me 46 to get it out, but it's also going to cost me about 50 to put the spoon away back in his sheath, or in the slot in the pack. I could drop spoon and then pick it up again after we kill this thing. It's just really a matter of, do I think I'm going to have to maneuver and run away, and would I end up leaving spoon behind if other things come through that doorway? Let's go ahead and select that. And like I said, 50 if we just tuck it into a strap in the vest, or I can drop it for free. I'm going to drop it for free. Let's save the time. See, he already made it a couple of spaces. Just from the points. Wow, and I moved into heavy breathing phase just from doing that, huh? Alright, fine. Now we're going to go into aim mode. It's going to take, I think, 2 shots to kill it if I get good hits. So maybe with a crit we could drop it. I'm hoping I can get him before he leaps. We at 100%? Alright, we're at 100%. Let's take that shot. He's down to 2 bars, so 1 more standard shot will do it. Can we get it off before he leaps? I think we'll get it off now that he did not get the hop right there. So another 100%. Alright, down he goes. Let's go ahead and get the knife back out. Where did you go, Spoon? Oh, Spoon's on the ground. Bottom of the list. Spoon! Holster that. Now I'd like to pulp him and go up top, and I need to get these doors open. I am not going to peek my way out here. So we've done a lot of gunfire in this area. I'm not going up the stairs because I'm deathly worried about what might be hovering on the stair level areas that have been drawn to this location because of the gunfire. Also, I'm worried that if I move over here, there's going to be zombies piled up in corners because they're pathing. They heard a noise, but if they were over here, they would have piled up into this corner, for example, or piled up in this corner from coming up from the south, because they're not smart enough to follow around curved areas and all that. They just head straight towards the sound as much as possible. So there could be big old piles of zombies stacked up in these areas. So I'm not going to go peek over there. I want to go open the door. I know we've got zombies outside. I'm going to hope I can dodge past whatever's up here. And I think we're probably going to go back to our vehicle. I need to go find a quiet spot I can get some resting done for just a little bit, get some healing on, and then we're going to go scrounging for bullets and arrows. That's what we're going to go scrounging for. And I've looked at the map and we've got some opportunities. So that's what we're going to do. How to get the percent on aim? I got a lot of videos and all this kind of stuff. I have a quick tip video on exactly that topic. But if you go into options, into interface, down to... It's the aim information. I think it's down below. Where is it? Where are you? Yeah, aim window display style. So aim window display style. Numbers instead of bars. Those are the 2 choices. Numbers and bars. So... Escape options interface, and then in the current experimental, at least line 43. I find it much easier to read the numbers info. That's exact. Really, the difference is the bar system is faster at just fast snap judgments on your chances, but the number system is much more precise because that's exact percentages. So I find I've always preferred the numbers, and I've always recommended people use the numbers. You can use either; they both work. Alright, so yeah, I need to get my stamina back, I need to pulp him, and I need to get that door open and go over and get my motorcycle. So what order to do it in? I'm afraid of more stuff popping into the room here. I'd love to smash that screamer, but I'm not going to risk getting to putting myself out in the open to anything that might be able to see me through these doorways. So we're going to leave him where he's at. We'll have to kill him again later, because he'll probably rise before we get back here. Alright, I think I need to get my stamina back before I open this. Really? Really? We got a little bit back. We got a hazmat zombie that has come down the stairs. He's in the corner over here. Wounded hazmat zombie. I'm worried about what else might be coming down with him. I think I remember him being on the same floor as the Hulk and the Lich. So really hope there's not a Hulk or a Lich in there. If there are, I'm in big trouble because it takes quite a bit of action movement points to operate this thing to get out. He may or may not know where I'm at based on the scent trail. He could just be wandering. My scent trail's probably billowing out far enough for him to smell me and then come over this way. And if you don't know what I'm talking about by scent trail, this is what I'm talking about. So the game uses a numbering system where the point you're at is the strongest, the smelliest, and that's got the highest number for the highest smell quotient. And then it diffuses the farther it gets from you. But this follows you, and it takes time for it to diffuse. So if I was moving around, you would see this trail of yellow numbers as I moved, trailing out behind me and then slowly degrading. And the zombies have different detection levels. So a standard zombie like this probably can't smell me until it hits the number 10. Now, hazmat, I don't know for sure, but the regular, typical early game zombies, 10 is roughly their trigger number. As soon as they smell a 10, or they stand in a space with a 10, they then say, oh, this smells tasty. Let's follow the big numbers. And all it does is say, okay, what's the next biggest number adjacent to me? 16 or 16? Let's go that way. 25, we'll go that way. 38, we'll go that way. And that's how they track you via scent. Is they just go from number to number, following the big numbers until they finally get in range of you and then start nomming away. So that's the scent system. So he's just barely on the outside edge of my scent system. I'm going to just wait and see if he actually moves towards me. If he steps back, we might get away with getting this thing open. Yeah, he has a... Yeah, he's doing the wandering movement, so he can't quite smell me. Alright. We got 4 bars. 4 bars should be good enough. Now, what I'm worried about now is when I open this, we could have 100 zombies sitting right on the other side of this. So this is going to be an interesting spot. When we were over here, we could see out this window, and every tile we could see right against the wall was filled. There were 3, 5, I forget how many zombies there were. I couldn't see that deep, but there were a whole pile of zombies here. And they could extend all the way over. So I'm interested to see what we get when we open this. If there's a shock zombie and other fun stuff, we could be in big trouble. Alright, no problem. So we got the Dissolute. Nobody else out here? Oh, this is awesome. I would love to get that pulped. Acid Splatter. I think that Acid Splatter is what killed something there. He's not a big problem for me. He's slow. I can easily walk around him. They're not hard to kill either, but I don't want to deal with them at the moment. We'll lure them. Oh, Shocker Brute. Alright, now that I'm worried about. That I'm very worried about. That we need big guns for. I could kill him with the pistol, but it would take me so many shots. Yeah, let's not deal with that right now. Let's go get the high zombies in the hallway. So this is what I was scared of. Hey there, hulking horror and grappler. So this is the second strongest, third strongest. There's the wrestler, and there's also ropey vine guy. But I don't think they're in the same evolution chain. But grappler's pretty bad. He can yank you from a few spaces away and wrap you up. And then the other zombies can kill you. Veteran survivor zombie hanging out as well. Yeah, we want to avoid those two. So I'm just going to walk around the outside edge, try to come in this way. I got to get this door open also, or I've got to back the motorcycle up and then get out the single space doorway right there. Either or. So let's pray we don't have a ton of zombies in the actual room here that have also come this way because of all the noise from the auto magnum. So we're going to leave those guys alone. Chaka Brute still only one visible because he's all lit up, so we can see him from a ways away. Somebody popped onto my screen there. Probably Chaka Brute again. Peek! Nobody in sight. Alright, so yeah, best solution just to get that door opened up. We're not going to be here for a little while. So what's the plan? Now let's talk about the plan. Alright, so the plan. I need to rest, I need bullets, and I need arrows. So I was doing some looking around the map before I went live, and we have, just a couple blocks away, a hunting supply store. That's good possibility for arrows, as well as shotgun and shotgun ammo. And also you can get some rifles there. Sometimes they'll have like an M4. Usually it's hunting rifles, but it varies a bit. Won't have much in the way of ammo, unfortunately, for any of them. I might get 10 to 20 of the arrows that I'm hoping for, either carbon fiber or aluminum broadheads would be my preference. Or we could get stuck with stupid crossbow stuff, which I wouldn't want. But then across the street, we also have an Outdoorsman Store, another location that has access to some arrows, as well as some other supplies we might be able to find use of. And then we also have a garage. I do need to start accumulating some materials for base building and vehicle work, welding supplies and some tools and such. So I'm thinking we're going to definitely hit this area for at least those 3 locations. It also has the open sewer and another open sewer not too far away, which means lots of shock enemies might wander out of there if I get noisy. There's also a playground, which could have a lot of zombies next to the Outdoorsman Store. Other than that, not too bad in the choice of buildings nearby. Now, other than that, if we're still alive after we've checked out these, then my next target is kind of up here. We've got the sporting goods store, one of the other few choices where you might be able to get some arrows. We have a gun store, a pawn shop where you could possibly find some medieval weaponry or armor. And we have 2 more gun stores. So we got 3 gun stores, a sporting goods store right here on this little block, and a pawn shop. So I think that's going to be my next target that I'm going to aim for. And then I noticed up here we have a garage and a hardware store right next to the subway station, which we don't need anything. Well, we've got a pickaxe, but I wouldn't be opposed to getting a jackhammer to go with the pickaxe. And that's one of the best places to get the jackhammer. And then we have a craft shop, and if it's a metalworking craft shop, we could have opportunity again to get some of the tools and supplies that I need for various things. So that's kind of my plan. But first, we got to find or go somewhere where I can just spend a few hours getting some healing done. We got very fast healer trait. We're a vampire hybrid, combat elite vampire hybrid, put in charge of coming to this area and clearing out the football stadium, going out into the world, into the most dangerous places on this map I've revealed, to rescue NPCs and bring back to the stadium to use as blood donors. We're setting up blood enclaves for the vampire lords that are trying to survive this cataclysm just like we are. So they're trying to secure their food supply. So we are tasked with coming to this area and clearing the stadium, blocking on the access points off, setting up some lighting and some workshop stuff, bringing the NPCs back here to live, and if we can achieve all of that, then the challenge will be complete. So we got a lot of clearance to do still, but I gotta pull back. We gotta get some healing done, and then we're gonna head back in and try to grab this stuff. So my choices are, if you didn't see Friday's episode, we have a few issues with the local area. We have Triffids to the north. So if I go anywhere to the north, even a little further than where we're at, we're likely to start encountering Triffids. And if they get into the reality bubble where my character is, they're going to keep spreading and expanding, and it's going to be a really bad thing. We've got to the south a fungal. We've got a fungal bloom right here, and there are fungals spread out to this entire southern area, so I can't go north directly. I can't go south directly. Got Triffids to the north. I got fungal to the south. And, you know, to make it more fun, we have Amigo Scout Tower over here, right outside the forest line, past the stadium. So we've got 3 different of the alien invaders right within proximity here: the Triffids, the Amigos, and the fungal. To go along with the blob, which is all the zombie stuff. So 4, technically, I guess. 4 alien invaders here to mess this up. And probably others that I haven't found or seen yet. But these spawn and increase. The mushrooms spawn and increase, and these kick out. If I see Migo Scouts, they are one of the things that can just flat kill me really quickly. From range in the dark. I think they have better night vision than me, longer shooting guns than me, and I will not survive it. So yeah, we got to be a little careful. So we have already been to the junkyard and cleared it. I could just go back there, but I mean, there's nothing there that's going to really help me any. I really just either need to park in a field somewhere where nothing's going to come at me and I'm not going to trigger movement of any of these other entities. Or I need to take some time and clear out a local house somewhere. I'd thought about clearing like one of these, but I'm just worried it's too close to the Migos and I might get a Migo coming at me. But I'm thinking maybe going back up here. Just come back out like we came in, go back up, and then see if I can get some clearance on a house and just spend some time on the 3rd floor of a house or in a basement or something. Or just park in a field. I also need to get some basic sleeping supplies. I need a blanket, I need a pillow, things like that. Whatever we decide. But unlike a Humvee, my motorcycle's open. I do have a roof over the driver's seat, but it's open, so if anything visits, it's going to nom on me while I'm sleeping. Not just bash on the side of the vehicle, the Humvee. So, that's the plan. Let's execute the plan. Let's get this thing open. Hop on the vehicle. Let's check it out real quick. Remind myself of our status. We're down to 83%. 17% of my very large storage battery is gone. This is another diminishing resource that I cannot currently refresh. I'm pretty sure all the storage batteries in the world are zeroed because there's no sunlight for them to regen. Like normally I go grab storage batteries from solar vehicles that have had a chance to regen some energy over time, but it's always dark. We've got eternal midnight, so they're not doing that. So I don't have a simple source of regenerating this energy right now. I need to get actually a literal generator running on gas or running on something else, atomic power, whatever. Hook up some batteries to it, let some time pass, and then I'll have something I can swap in. So this is an important critical resource that I really got to tailor and husband. And the reason why is because it's completely silent. I can cruise through the zombie town, the town at night, very, very silently while I'm running on the battery power with the enhanced electric engine or motor. If I switch to gas with the 4.5 liter V8, it's loud and it attracts enemies very, very easily. And it makes my life a lot harder as I'm traveling through the city. So I'm trying to switch back and forth depending on the impending needs and circumstances of whatever I'm doing and wherever I'm at. So for now, for example, I'm probably going to go out on the gas engine, zoom out of here, hopefully maybe pull some of the zombies away from the area with the noise of the engine. And we're going for a short trip to a fairly safe area, so I don't care so much about the being silent. So I'm probably going to go out on the gas engine. I don't know what I've currently got active. Whoops. Control vehicle, individual engines. We are running on electric, so let's switch it over to the gas engine. Alright, Nightwing! That's the name of my motorcycle. Nightwing. And no, you're not allowed to change the name. Do not pay points to rename my vehicle. It's not allowed. Alright, let me scroll back up here. Can you kill a zombie with that spoon? I sure can. We've killed a lot of zombies with my spoon. If you're not aware, it's a renamed RM42 fighting knife. It's a high-tech fighting combat knife. It's not actually a spoon. It's just been renamed by a kind viewer. Oh yeah, there's lore about the zombies. It's theme spoilery. There's a light bit of lore scattered around the world, primarily in, I won't say. Yes, there's lore, and you can discover lore about what the zombies are. We didn't just have one cataclysm, though. We had all the cataclysms. we've got the zombie problem. We've got interdimensional invasions, multiple types. We've got nuclear holocaust. We've got biological and chemical issues. All sorts of cataclysms happened. Is Vorm going to have to hand load? No, he is not. Vorm will die a horrific death before he hand loads ammo. Nah, we're not going to clear out Fungal Intrepid's Amigo. I've already got too stacked a difficulty factor for this one, and too long. It's going to take me a long time to do this. Apartment tower would be a good place to hold up. Sure, if I started on the roof. I'm not going to fight my way up to get to the top of the apartment tower. Yep, there are windmills and water wheels. I have never used either one. Never seen a need. You will not rename Nightwing to Poopmobile. It's not allowed. No. I have very clear lines drawn on the NPC involvement here. My average enrage timer is about 7 minutes after I start trying to interact with NPCs. That I go into Hulk mode. They make me angry, and I go into full-on raging Hulk mode. And if that happens again, we're just gonna replace NPCs with body pillows. I'll just rescue body pillows that have the little picture of the anime character, and we'll just toss them into the cargo space, and body pillows will be how I finish this out. So, I made it very, very clear at the start of this challenge that it is somewhat incumbent, or dependent, that is, upon my my tolerance for that nonsense. Hey, let's move that up. Forgot I had that down. Wonder where Vrome will get power from without windmills? They are nuclear power. So I made a specific note on Friday about a roadblock that we passed on our way up. It's right here. Roadblocks have those floodlights, and the floodlights are powered by, I forget what it's ACRG or ARCG or some combination of those letters. That's a nuclear power source. So we'll just go grab some of those. That's how we'll power our network initially, till I locate a generator. Gasoline generator at a mechanics or garage would be another way, but the nuclear power is free and easy. ASRGs, there you go, ASRGs. That's close, but that is one source, so we'll have to go there. Unfortunately, there's gonna be a lot of zombies near it, so it'll be an adventure just trying to get a hold of some ASRGs. So, all right, let's get moving. Turn on headlights. All right, so. Damn it, we're still making zero sound. It unswitched my engines. How am I making zero sound? There's no way I'm making zero sound. You're lying to me, game. You're lying to me. You're reporting zero sound, but I'm driving with a 4.5 liter engine. Sound is reported right here, and it should be showing how loud the engine is. It may catch up here. Maybe it's confused because I just switched. All right, so earlier we kind of did this. I think we'll just do the same thing. We'll get out here, and then I'll figure out how we're going to go about this. Oh, we got shock. All the zombies are heading into that house. Something's going on in there. Somebody start a fire? Oh, that's what we need. We need some fires. I need to set some fires in the local area. That'll help me thin out these populations of zombies. That's a good pile there. We got wrestlers in there, predators, brutes, spitters, necro boomers. I think it's collapses is what's bringing them in. I don't see a fire, but I think one of the big guys has knocked a wall down or something, probably did a roof collapse, and the huge amount of noise that makes has drawn these other zombies in. But yeah, we're probably going to have to engage in some selective arson. So if we want to clear the area around the stadium, like setting that building on fire, the one we're looking at currently, setting one of these on fire, every 3 or 4 spaces we'd want to set one on fire. The reality bubble is about 2.5 spaces. The trick, though, is you have to set the fire and you have to stay within the reality bubble. You have to stay in the local area. Otherwise, the fire freezes in place. Fire doesn't process when your reality bubble's not near it. So we'd have to set a fire, stick around for a little while, let the local zombies pile into it. When we think we've accomplished most of it, then we move along and we set another fire and we do the same thing. That would help us clear out a fair amount if we stick to this kind of peripheral area right around the stadium. That would help us clear out, if we can do it successfully, probably half a dozen times. That'll get rid of a very large amount of the zombie population. So that's going to be the most efficient way for me to deal with a lot of this stuff. So that's in the plans. I was just really hoping I could get at least some kind of a safe room going at the stadium so I wouldn't have to move away from the area. No zombies over here, huh? What the hell? Is that a spotlight? Is that a spotlight? Yeah, spotlights. That means we've got a roadblock. I think we've got a roadblock right here. Oh, there it is. Roadblock's over here. So that right there is where the generator's at. So these spotlights are coming from this location, most likely. I doubt there's yet another roadblock over here. So that's interesting. So right here we have a roadblock. That's even faster. Cool. That makes my life a little easier. I'm debating whether I want to just stop right here. The zombies... I don't want to risk kind of set this on fire. Maybe set the building on fire north of it? I'm debating whether I want to try to take advantage of this. So the floodlights, if they catch me, will light me up, and then all the zombies will come chasing after me. So that's a bit of a bullcrap. These floodlights know where I'm at from here. They're seeing... I don't know how tall the floodlight stands are, but they're not taller than these buildings. But they know where you're at within their range, regardless of what's between you and the floodlight. And that's the danger right now. The floodlights are intended for the guns at the roadblock to be able to shoot you from distance. And the floodlights only care about you. They don't care about zombies or anything else. So, yeah. Hey, floodlights, bastards. Go somewhere else. Alright. I think I'm out of their range and they finally lost track of me. But I'm deciding whether I want... Oh, now they're back. Might be a good idea to stop at one of these houses and do some exploration while we've got... I'm deaf from gunfire, right? I think I'm deaf from gunfire. Yeah, ringing ears. Alright, and we're very hungry. Let's take care of that first. Let's get some things done. We'll have a maple sausage entree. And yes, I know I'm eating regular food. We are a hybrid, not a full-on vampire, so we can eat human food. I have no mechanism, really, that allows me to dine on the blood of the humans. Not easily, anyway. Alright, that's enough for now. Are we on painkillers still? We are. Alright, but I'm thinking, while we have an opportunity, a lot of zombies in the local area have piled up into that location over there. Maybe we'll explore these houses real quick. See if we can find one that's got multiple stories, up or down, that we can hang out in. I can get some of those supplies I was looking for, or mentioning. Okay. Oh, I gotta get those books read too, so I don't pick up copies. Let's clear a house real quick, then I might grab all the books, drag them into a spot where I won't get spotted, and then read them real fast. You got a basement in this place? You do, I believe. Yep, you got a basement. Cool. Basement and a bedroom. This one will work. Boonie hats. Don't need the map. Actually, no, I don't need the map. We are completely fully mapped. Sure. Grab the blanket. No pillow. Balaclava. Clear basement. No sofa. No sofa. Tiny, tiny basement. Hey, a replacement army jacket. I don't think I actually... Shooter's earplugs. I don't think I actually picked up that item. All these predators we're fighting, they're gonna shred off my my clothing pretty quickly. Oh. Yeah. Tiny house. No, I have that one. Not worried about the other two, so I guess it doesn't really matter. What you keeping in the shed? Soda can stove kit and some sheets. So there was noise from somewhere. Is this going to be one of those dog houses where there's a million dogs over the fence? Rubber boots, lawnmower, rake and shovel. So if you're looking for blades for manufacturing weaponry, the lawnmower is a good choice. Disassembles into 2 blades. And, you know, if you need springs or a 1-cylinder engine, the things. It's one of the most common places to look if you need those types of materials. Let's just pry our way into this one. Another basement. Do I care? We got plenty of general. Guess I'll keep picking stuff up. Still no pillows. It's been a while since I found one of those books on a random house table. It's a pretty small chance for that to pop up. Sure, we'll take more martial arts. Why not? I don't think I need much from these. We'll grab the grab some batteries. Oh, we gotta take the bacon. Bacon and yogurt. Alright, what you got going on down here? Another small basement, side area. Storage, funnels, knives. Hey, pillow! That's unexpected to find down here. A slingshot. Slingshot's interesting because it practices your gun skill. Need to get your gun skill raised up. I'd like to find a furnished basement or upper floor if I could. Next house might have one. It's the duplex. It does not have one. Stupid duplexes. I hate duplexes. Oh, we got boomers. Okay, we have an occupado bathroom, or duplex. Alright, this definitely doesn't have what I want. We already got the blanket and the pillow. Oh, this is an apartment. Pretty good chance there's still going to be zombies in some of these apartments. This looks like an empty house over here. Uh-oh. Smoke. That's not from a fire, I don't believe. Oh, hazy cloud. Yeah, that's from a
new challenge.
gaseous zombie. Hey there, McCain. Yeah, new challenge. Almost brand new. Random fires in the city. What happens is there are gasoline zombies and near gas stations typically, and sometimes a few other spots, and they can get killed by certain things happening. And when they get killed, they explode into raging fireball. They spread fire around them. That can then set buildings on fire and so on. You don't generally just have a fire for fire's sake. It doesn't spontaneously happen. It's generally happening more in advanced evolution games, especially where you have all the gasoline zombies going off. Certain things will cause zombies to kill each other, and certain environmental things, like if a gasoline zombie steps onto a rose bush. The thorned bushes, there's several types, but the rose bush being the most notable. If they just step on thorn bushes, they take damage. And if they do that enough, by wandering back and forth in an area or for whatever reason, they'll explode and very highly likely to set that building on fire. So, fires can happen, but there's usually a particular other reason. What's news on CD animator changes? Well, yeah, as Jar Jar mentioned, it really, really depends on how long you've been out. I'm not going to go over that. Too many things, as always, with Cataclysm. Do you ever play grognard wargame type stuff, like games with NATO counters? In my distant past, yes. Not in recent decades. Literally. For the grognardy stuff, I've been computer gaming it for quite a while. I haven't done any of that stuff on the channel. Closest I think I've gotten on the channel of the grognardy stuff is Unity Command, things like that. But oh yes. Pacific War. God, what were the older ones? I've forgotten a lot of their names. But yep. Shadow Empire kind of counts. Yeah, except for my pure, really... Well, I won't go into it. That game's a pretty nasty bait and switch. No, it's not. It doesn't count because it's a terrible war game. I'm sorry. It's a terrible war game. It's just placeholder enemies that you have to take 10 hours of real world time to fight initially. And then if you... I'm not going to get into the whole diatribe, but it has very, 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 very bad strategic and tactical AI. You're not really playing a game. I don't count it as a war game because it doesn't even try to be an actual war game. It's just really, really bad at being a war game. Once you learn how it works and what does and doesn't actually happen in that game, it's about 90% smokescreen of complexity that has no actual function. And when you dial into the stuff that actually does matter, it's only about 5% of what the game presents to you actually does anything meaningful. And there's no AI. I mean, I demonstrated it too often in the plays that I did when I was really, really enjoying it, engaged with it initially. But once I figured things out and I got a peek behind the curtain, very simply by just hiring a particular governor, one of the positions you can fill with your spy master, basically. You put the right person in there, you give them the right upgrades, and within a very short time, you can see the entire world as the enemies are moving. You can see every one of their units moving, and they would just shuffle from space to space. You would watch constantly units of the enemy just shuffling in a circle, doing absolutely nothing useful, just shuffling in a circle. And you go into the tactical combat and you do the same thing, and you'd watch them, and they would abandon heavily entrenched and fortified positions just to shift to the left of space. And then they'd shift back again, totally destroying huge defensive bonuses that they had gotten if they had just sat still in a defensive location. It was nonsensical. I had so many teeth gnashing, enraging moments when I was trying to play that when I started figuring out just how bad things were. So, loved it to death when I was initially starting to learn it and play it. Loved the complexity and what it was trying to do, but when I actually figured out that it does what it's trying to do very poorly, I just couldn't play it anymore. So yeah, I don't count that. It doesn't count. I don't need just random stuff in the apartments. Guess technically I could go into one of these basements. We don't need sleep yet. Yeah, let's just go pass some time in one of these basements. This is fairly safe-ish, seems like anyway. We'll back this vehicle up. Park it back here where we've got a quick and easy out. Alright, so there's our basement. There's our escape route. I'm not going to sleep. I'm just going to go down and pass some time. I'm curious how much healing we can get done if I just stand still for a couple hours. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to stand still for a couple hours. We'll go get a sip of water. How much water you got? 76 clean water. That'll do. Learn a martial art. I guess we could do that. We could pass time by reading down here. That's a plan. I could also just read the books that I mentioned I wanted to read. So, let's read these. These are the books we've managed to grab up out of a library in a couple of houses. We'll get them evaluated. Activate. Atomic headlamp. Read books. Read books. So we've got a bit of a lead. As I said, this is a mid-level character, so I did give him some skills. We're nowhere near the top or the finish of all the skills. So we do have some things we need. Plus these also give recipes. That's why we're grabbing stuff. And we want to have a good library available for the NPC survivors that we're going to try to rescue. Alright, so there's our list. We've got computer skill 5, so this will take us to 8. SICP was the only book we needed to finish getting our computer skill up. Survival to 8. Then we can read it now. I think that's hilarious. I think that's the widest range of skills in any of the books that I've noticed. There might be another one, but I think that's one of the widest ranges. Do you even need so? Yeah, it goes from 1 to 8. It requires 1, and will take you all the way up to 8. A 7-level gap for just this one book. It's terrible to read, though, because 49 minutes at -3 fun. It's awful. It's terrible. Don't do it. It's not a good choice, but if you have nothing else, I guess you can feel free to do it. All right. The hardest you've ever heard me put a game down? It stems from my disappointment, my bitter disappointment. See, the higher my expectations and the more fun I was expecting to have, and then to land in the actual reality of what we got, it was a long drop. That's really the only reason. I generally just stay away from mentioning things, trashing things. I just calmly say, nah, not for me or whatever. But that one, yeah. There's so much nonsensical stuff, and there's so much stuff that got reported as issues or balance problems or just nonsense that never got taken care of, including by me. Yeah, it's pretty bitter. Twice I tried to go back to it, and as soon as I started again, I was like, nope, I can see where it's just wasting my time, just pausing me to pass time, and I know all these systems don't work, and all these features don't work, and all these bonuses don't actually do anything. And I know nothing I do is actually going to make a difference. I can pour blood, sweat, and tears into agonizing micromanaging decisions and all of these events that happen and giving upgrades to my people. And then a random event will occur that's 50 times stronger in consequences than all of my previous decision making. That's what also drives me nuts. It just totally invalidates all the players' agency and blood, sweat, and tears they might pour into careful micromanagement of systems by the just flat amount of massive RNG sledgehammers it likes to throw around that are so more meaningful than everything you did up to that point. I just can't stand that stuff. So, yeah, that's why. That's why. No, we're gonna actually try to keep the NPCs around first. But as soon as they enrage me, we're gonna switch to body pillows. And if you don't know what I mean by the body pillows, this is why. Body pillow. There you go. This will be the NPCs if I get annoyed. We will sub in some body pillows. NPC stand-ins. Or stunt team. Yeah, it's the NPC stunt team. That's what these are. We'll call these NPC stunt team. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to learn Eskrima. I think Neaton, somebody looked it up again. I think Neaton is what I need for my blade, my mono blade. What time is it? It is 19:55.